Hello, from a huge immersive theatre project dubbed the Soviets' Truman Show to the delights of Paris Haute Couture Week. Thanks for joining us for Encore. Now let's start with the Paris premiere of a project featuring works from what's been called the most insane film shoot of all time. 10 years in the making, the controversial DAU opens this week. Showing at the Théâtre du Châtelet and the Théâtre de la Ville, it takes visitors on a trip to the Soviet Union. To take part in what is something between immersive theatre and a live video game, you don't buy a ticket, you apply for a visa. Olivia Salazar-Winspear tried to find out some more.
Spread across 2 theatres and a gallery, DAU is an immense and ambitious artistic undertaking. And even getting inside involves an unusual process.
If you want to take part in DAU, you don't buy a ticket, you apply for a visa. Because this is not just an immersive art exhibition, it's a journey into another time and space. That is the Soviet Union between 1938 and 1968, which has come back to life here in the centre of Paris, and it's open to visitors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
The idea is to leave the modern world behind you and enter another realm, preferably without your phone.
Before entering DAU, visitors can fill out a psychometric test, and that data is then used to create a series of personalised experiences, all with the help of this tablet. So let's go.
Into a cabin for a private performance, screening, a session with a religious leader, psychologist, or even a sex worker, behind the secrecy of a curtain, of course. To an intimate performance from a shaman in his kommunalki or shared apartment space filled with mid-century Russian furniture. To a classical concert with a full symphony orchestra. To the Soviet-era bar for refreshments. Or to one of the projection spaces to watch the magnum opus that is DAU, the film.
In 2009, over 400 people left their everyday lives to go back in time to the Soviet Union. Ordinary street cleaners, barmaids, families, famous artists, Nobel Prize-winning scientists, and notorious criminals. Cut off from the modern world, for over 2 years they lived and worked at the secret research institute. Finding themselves in a familiar but strange world, people became open to new discoveries, personal and scientific. They fell in love, betrayed their friends, cheated on their lovers, ran experiments, grew old, had children, were arrested, and lost everything.
The result was over 700 hours of 35mm film. Everything the participants went through at a specially constructed institute in Ukraine was filmed, even their most intimate moments. Jürgen Jürges was one of the cinematographers involved.
The first weeks in this special situation, let's say, for me it was very hard because I felt sometimes as a voyeur a little bit, and after some time it stopped because our people there in the institute were, it was nothing bad for them or nothing disturbing.
Some of those participants have made the trip to Paris, or at least their alter egos have. Yekaterina initially joined the project as a makeup artist and went on to produce these uncanny silicon models which populate the world of DAU. Yet some of the humans they're based on underwent violent and disturbing experiences back at the institute in Kharkiv, which is documented in the DAU films.
I think the films do a lot because they can force a really strong reaction, emotional reaction, positive or negative. We had definitely situations where we said, no, we're not going to do this because this is just not fair for the people. They trust you, and you are, of course, you are empowered to manipulate them to do something, but that was never the intention. It was, the intention was always to create a surrounding that they can be free to act. And what they do together is something that you cannot force.
With input from artists like Marina Abramovic, music from Brian Eno and participation from Gérard Depardieu and Isabelle Huppert for the French version, DAU is plunging Parisians into its mysterious, experimental universe before the project moves on to London and then Berlin.
And you can get your own visa for a trip to DAU. The event is running non-stop for 24 hours a day until the 17th of February.